Hi, welcome to First Gear. I'm your host, David Fedor. I work for Smail Auto, but not as a salesman. In fact, I know as much about cars as a regular person off the street. So today, I'm here at Smail GMC, and they're gonna let me test drive and review a car that I've never seen before. So let's go see what they have for us today. Okay, here we go. We got a nice one. Ooh-wee.
Dave, John, salesman here at Smail. This is the new 2017 redesigned Acadia Denali that you were talking about. This keys right here. I'd take her for a ride and check it out.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much.
Sure, no problem.
All right, let's take a look. All right, so before we jump inside, take a look at the interior features. Let's just take a quick overview of this exterior right away. Awesome grille, nice and big. We got the lights coming up the side. It's cool little features here. Little GMC right on inside that light right there, which is pretty cool. Got the fog lights down here, and then chrome. There's extra chrome everywhere, just outlining everything, giving it a nice stylized look. Coming over the side, again, same chrome along the running bases here. It says Denali etched right in there. Chrome around the windows and on the handles. That's a very nice slick handle with your entry here with the keyless entry right here on the back as well. Very nice with the chrome and everything. Down here we have dual mufflers, and it looks like right above where the license plate would go, we have the backup camera right under there. It looks like there's also something up here. Looks like another sensor or another camera possibly. Just everything's nice and slick with the silver and black. Even the different textures and the different materials on the side view mirrors just makes it pop. Here's one right under here. We have another one right under here as well. So what that means is it's helping with the lane assist. It's helping with the parking as well. So during our test drive, we'll test these out. We'll be able to see how the cameras help our parking. We got the sunroof up here, but then we also have the runners. So we could put some cargo up here possibly, maybe strap some things down, and that's with the different chrome material as well. All right, let's take a look inside here. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that goes way back. There's so much room in there. But before we get back here, let's take a look and start at the door, work our way in. So it has nice wood trim accent here on the door with your regular controls. Looks like we have some, looks like it's some maybe seat settings, but this logo I'm not sure about. So might want to ask about and see what these settings are for. But we have some settings, the doors, we have the windows. And then on this side, it looks like there's a button here that has tailgate up and down, but there's three settings: max, 3/4, and off. So you could twist this knob. So if you have some height restrictions or something on your tailgate, say your garage isn't big enough for the tailgate to go all the way up, you can turn it on 3/4, 3/4, and it'll only go up so high. We'll test that later. Got some storage bins and storage area here, and then a nice big speaker in the door. Okay, let's take a look at these seats as we're coming in. They're nice leather. Looks like they have the breathing here and some nice stitching. So let's take a look at this steering wheel. We have nice leather grip, very soft, and all the controls right at your fingertips. We have your telephone controls, cruise control, looks like forward collision warning, heated steering wheel, and all your other settings. There's some buttons, it feels like, on the back here too. We got your wipers and your lights And down here we got the parking brake and the light sensitivity of the brightness of your car. All right, now you can see here now everything lit up. It was all digital with the dashboard. We have the speedometer in the middle and all your other controls and features. See these controls on the back now, it's the audio volume. So that's the volume buttons that we saw on the back of the steering wheel. And on this one, on the back of the steering wheel, it looks like it's cycling through your channels. So those are some controls for your radio. We have your display. Right now it's set to the navigation. If we push on the buttons, it takes us to all kinds of different things. And it is touchscreen, so you could change everything here. We have an app store, cameras. We could see it looks like it has a front view camera and a rear view camera. Looks like that's to line up your trailer. If you want to line up your trailer, it has some guides for you. And then the parking with the park assist. So that's pretty simple, straightforward. And everything's very easy to use. Your navigation button right there. We have your air conditioning controls. Looks like there's separate settings for the passenger and the driver. So you could have separate climate zones if you prefer. We're looking down into here underneath that console. We have a little cubby hole here for some storage, but also some controls, or I'm sorry, some plugs for USB inputs for chargers. Looks like a 12-volt charger as well. So plenty of places to plug in. Looks like on the right we have some heated seats and cooling seats, and on the left as well. So we have separate controls for the driver and for the passenger. Your console with, again, the wood trim accents, cup holders to fit in, and gear shift. And there's a plus and a minus here. I don't know what that does. Looks like lane keep assist, and is that a parking brake, I guess, maybe? And then different drive modes. Let's take a look at our center console. It's leather top. We got the stitching. It's very soft on your elbow. So very deep, nice sized center console. Let's take a look at some of these features up here. Looks like we have the OnStar, the emergencies, and this is your light settings. So if you want the lights to come on as your door opens and things, these push to turn on. And we have your garage door opener settings. So instead of having one of those clippy guys that goes on your sun visor, you could program these to open your garage doors. And then let's check out sunglasses. So that opens nice and easy. And let's take a look at the main event. I was stalling to get to this part because we have what appears to be a sunroof up here. I'm gonna open up. So it just doesn't slide back. There is a little push button here to open that up. And we have the sunroof. Now it has tilt and slide, so let's try tilting first. And that just cracks it open. Gives it a little bit of ventilation. All right, now let's try the slide. One touch. Oh, wow. Okay, let's go check it out. Wow, all right. Very nice sunroof. And it looks like there's a mesh here as well. So that'll keep, I guess, bugs from coming in as you're driving. Maybe a little bit of a wind guard and things like that. So that's a nice extra added feature there. All right, now, on the bottom here on the side of the seats, we can see the controls for, yeah, look how easy that is to move. To have it slide up and back, and then this is your tilt, and then there's another knob here. Oh, that's your lumbar support, so you can see the seat giving you some more control and more support on your back. All right, so let's go the second row. First thing, obviously you notice we have the two captain's chairs here instead of just one bench type seat. There's two individual seats. I'm sure that's probably an option. You could probably get the bench seats. This, look how much room is back here. I'm 6'3". I'm a kind of a tall guy. My knees aren't even touching the back of the seats. So already it's, you know, pretty impressive. And I also like the individual seats. You have the armrests and things like that. And if I wasn't a 6'3" guy, if I was a kid, imagine going those long road trips and your kids are sitting there in the back fighting, oh, Billy's touching me, Billy's touching me. Well, guess what? Billy can't touch you because he's in his own other seat. The stitching and the leather, and then the armrest can go up and down. Seatbelt across the front. And then your controls, these ones are manual, so they go up and down and front and back. We have pockets on the back of the seats, and on the back of the center console looks like we have more outlets to plug in. Oh wow, it even has like an actual outlet on the back of here, so you could charge. Nice sliding storage under here, and then temperature controls. So we have some temperature controls, and that must control up here your vents. They're actually in the roof of the vehicle instead of down here. So that's a pretty nice feature as well, so that the people in the back seats can get some air conditioning or some heat as well. And then lights. Oh, they have their own separate sunroof. There's a second sunroof back here. How about that? That's just impressive. Doesn't look like it opens. So this must be considered like a moonroof or something because it doesn't open up. We have the second row seats pulled down now, and we can see that back here in the storage area, there's actually a third row of seats as well that are already down. But if we put those up, you could see a whole other row with more ventilation back here, more lights. So with all of them up together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This thing sits 6 people. So now I'm sitting in the third row after we put these seats up. These seats go back. We pulled this up a little bit farther, but I could sit back here. It depends on, obviously, the size of the people, but this is a great seat for kids if you're going on like a road trip or something like that. So let's put these back down. And then you think about if these seats were down and you're sitting in the third row, then you could just put your legs up like this and write, Mother, drive me to school today. All right, so we're gonna test out this. We have max, 3/4, and off. And right now it's set on max. So we're gonna push it. And it opens up all the way. Let's push that button, close it. You don't have to worry about slamming it. You don't have to worry about pushing it. We're gonna select this and turn the knob here to 3/4. And then we're gonna push it. And then you could see it only lifted it up so far. So if you're parking in your garage and a little bit lower, you don't want to scrape up your tailgate, you could set it to 3/4. Okay, so let's take a look in the back, check out the cargo space. One touch control, and that just opens up. We have lots of cargo area here, even with the third row seat up. You have some nice spaces here. This lifts up. There's a nice organizer, so you can put some things in here. without them rolling around. Another compartment right here. And then of course, if you needed to put the seats down, if you don't need them, you could have even more space. And then with the second row down, it's just plenty of cargo space for you. There's some latches on the side here, some for the tie hooks to tie down. If you're hauling some stuff, looks like there's another outlet over here, and on this side there is, I don't know what these do. We have one button touch, and then this closes. Alright, so we're going to get started on our test drive. I have the key fob here. No key. We have the push button to start. So you could have the key fob in your pocket, you could have it in your purse. As long as it's on your person, you'll be able to put your foot on the brake and press the button. Starts right up. I'm going to move this wheel a little bit. So this is an electronic steering wheel. And we have the controls right down here on the other side, on your left side. So we're just going to get that in position. Mirrors. And pulling out the traffic. Really good acceleration. Nice and smooth, not too loud. It's a nice size too. I could feel nice and big. I'm off the road, sitting a little bit higher on the road. Feels nice. All right, so this vehicle has lane keep assist. So that means it's keeping an eye on your lines. So if you're drifting to the left or to the right, it will nudge your steering wheel to keep yourself within the lane. So we're going to test that out a little bit. See how that nudged me back, drifted to the right a little bit, put me back center. We're here on the campus of St. Vincent College here in Latrobe, not too far away from our dealership. And we're going to test up the backup camera and the parking assist on this vehicle. Now, say your son or daughter is in school and you're dropping them off and you want to make sure that they're able to empty out all of their belongings that you have packed, because you have so much cargo space in your third row seats folded down. We're going to be able to back up into that spot with this backup camera. Oh, it's giving me a warning, telling me I'm too close. So I'm going to go forward. What's neat here, we're also seeing a live video of from above, and also the actual lane keep, or not the lane keep, but the backup camera is lining us up right here. We could see it's letting us know, hey, we're getting close to the curb. We're keeping an eye on our mirrors. It's letting us know we're getting close. We're turning our wheel a little bit here just to get here, and boom. Perfect. So now you've pulled right up to your kid's dorm room. You're able to open your tailgate up all the way, a third of the way, or 3/4 of the way, and help them unload all their stuff into their new dorm here at St. Vincent College. Nice engine behind it, going fast. What I'm going to do is take this from 2-wheel to all-wheel drive. And I can already tell it's a little bit more responsive. I'm going to shift it over into this checkered flag one. Feels a little bit more reflexive, maybe more sporty. Yeah, so it's fun playing around with these different driving modes. Find out which one's going to be the best for your situation. So we have this on the hill climber setting, I guess. because it's keeping us in a lower gear. I can tell as we're accelerating up this hill, it's giving it a little bit more muscle. So we're going to switch that back. Whoa, all right. Definitely influences the driving there. So what we're going to do is when we get back, we're going to ask John to explain these settings a little bit more to us. And then looks like we can have some navigation right here in the middle screen as well. We can turn navigation on so you have a map of where you're going on here instead of having your center console. So you could have your navigator and your co-pilot do the music controls while you follow the map on your control in the middle. It's letting me know what the miles per hour limit is on the road that we're driving on right here on my dash as well. So you can see as we're passing this 50 mile an hour speed limit sign that my dashboard is telling me right there that it's 50 miles an hour. So we're driving down here. We have a car coming up on our left. I'm going to put our blind spot monitoring to test by seeing it does blink when our turn signal gets put on as the car passes, letting you know don't change that lane because you have a person in your blind spot. There's just so many different options, so many different features available on this vehicle. If you're seeing something that I'm missing, please leave a comment below and let us know. We can maybe do a follow-up video, or if somebody else is watching this video and they need to know some of these things, feel free. Let me know. By no way am I a car expert. I admit that. All right, so now that we're stopped, if I were to turn off the car, Brian, since you're sitting back there, it's activated what's called the rear seat reminder. So when I turn the car off, on the dashboard, it's going to flash that says rear seat reminder, check your rear seat in case you leave groceries back there, God forbid, a kid. It'll let you know to check your rear seat before you leave your vehicle. So we're in park. I'm going to hit stop, and there it goes. It flashes. Rear seat reminder, look in rear seat. Oh boy. John, thanks so much for letting me test drive this vehicle.
Dave, you brought it back in one piece. What'd you think?
So many things, so many features. I'm sure I missed a ton. There's just a couple I'd like to get a little bit of clarification on. You have a few minutes?
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. First thing on the door right here, we have a couple different memory settings.
Right.
But I'm not, what's the arrow? What's that mean?
Well, you got your memory settings for 1 and 2 driver. This one here is what they call easy exit. So you can actually slide the seat back, put the steering wheel up, make it a little bit easier for you to get in and out. So you can actually set both of those to a specific setting, hit set, store it into there. That way there, every time you shut the vehicle off, you can either have it do it automatically, or you hit the button. It's going to push that seat back to that preset, push the steering wheel up, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to get in and out of the vehicle.
Wow, very slick, very cool. And then a couple of things over here. One on the gear selector, there's a plus and minus. I was playing around with it, couldn't figure out what it does.
Okay. So what you're going to do, you got your normal park, reverse, neutral, drive. You'll see below that there's an L setting. That's more like it's like a manual setting. So you would actually put it into L, and that plus and minus, you can actually manually shift the car through from first gear through 6th gear. So the plus would shift you up a gear, the minus would bring you down a gear. Nice thing about this vehicle, the old Acadias used to be all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. There was no in between. This one here, it's really nice because you can actually select between the two if you have that available package. So the first one you'll see all the way down there on the left, it's going to say with the X, with the 2, you can actually turn the vehicle into front-wheel drive only. Turn the knob to the right one time, it's going to actually highlight the 4. That's going to put you into all-wheel drive. The next one above that you see is a flag. That's a sport. So it's going to change the way that the vehicle shifts a little bit, give you a little bit more sporty shift. The next one up is more of like an off-road setting for snow, ice, sand. So again, it's going to just adjust the way that the vehicle shifts. And then the last one there is your tow haul mode. So that's going to also change the way the vehicle shifts. So it's actually going to push the revs out a little bit more, so you're not shifting up and down if you're going up some hills, towing something behind you. It's going to actually adjust, push the revs out a little bit, so you're not shifting up and down constantly.
Okay, so I noticed while we were back here playing around with the cargo space and a 3rd row seating, back here these levers we were pulling, it wasn't doing anything, just...
What you're going to do, this is actually, you folded down the third row. These levers right here are going to actually fold down your second row, which is nice if you have something that you're putting in that's a little bit too long. Typically you used to have to go to the side of the vehicle, fold the seat down. Now you can actually just pull the handle here and here. We'll actually fold that second row down for you so you can get in that bigger item that you're putting in the back of the vehicle.
All right, wow, okay, so that made sense. I think when we were looking at it before, the second row was already down. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking your time, go over these additional features. If you have any other questions or any other comments about the 2017 GMC Acadia, be sure to leave it in the comments below. Check out smailgmc.com if you're interested in this or any other GMC vehicle. John, thank you so much for your time. I reluctantly give the keys back to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
It's been First Gear.